Gabagool! Earlier this morning, Bitcoin narrowly avoided a massive dippage. However, the clock is ticking and the chickens have come home to roost. We are now at a point where if Bitcoin breaks below this key fettuccine level, it's incredibly likely we'll at least go to this level all the way down here. Spaghetti and meatballs! We are very likely to start off this new week for Bitcoin in a very, very dubious and perhaps spine-tingling position. Like my boss at the local ravioli and Alfredo shop used to say, if you can't finish your pastrami, don't go crying home to your mommy. Welcome back, everyone! I'm your host, Luigi Lasagna, and welcome back to this Italian-themed webisode. Manon! Bitcoin is in a critical position right now, and we're going to be jumping into the charts with it, and we're going to be taking a look at some altcoins, as it is now very important to be doing so on these charts. Can you feel it? The price is getting tighter and tighter and squeezed and squinched, and people are getting frustrated. People are losing their minds because Bitcoin has not set a new all-time high in like 7 days. Ridiculous. Come on, Bitcoin. You know you must be setting all-time highs much, much more often than once per week. But guys, there's something really, really big shaping up on these charts, and I think it's something you're definitely going to want to see. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those posts and notifications, and without any further linguini fettuccine, let's dump in. Mamma mia! So if we start off here on this daily chart, holy cannoli here, what do we have here? Bitcoin now for the first time in roughly 5 days below this most upper parallel ascending channel. Absolutely very interesting. In fact, we almost had a dip all the way down to this 54.6 level, which is the 21-day moving average, which we narrowly avoided by less than $1,000. Very critical stuff. So Bitcoin is in a very tight position. But guys, let's be honest, over the last week plus, Bitcoin's price action has just been very, very non-volatile. The fact that some people were panicking about a move, I mean, what is this? Maybe like 2,000-3,000 buckaronis? That's not too much. So we're getting bored with the price, or apparently some people are, because if you think a $3,000 move is a dump, when Bitcoin is nearly $60,000, that is in fact not a dump, but just a normal move. However, we're in a very interesting position now. So as we've been talking about for almost a week on this channel, or at least like 3 to 4 days, is this potential rising wedge, which could break down just as likely as it could break up, as we discussed yesterday, considering it's a bearish pattern, but the overarching theme of being in a bull market, combined with the fact it's a bearish pattern, kind of combines to make it neutral, meaning it's kind of like a 50-50 pattern. If it was a ascending triangle in a bull market, boy, that would be like a very big chance that it would be breaking to the upside, right? 90% plus, right? But now we're kind of like a 50-50 move, but as you can see, it's kind of leaning towards the downside. And these fib levels are telling a very big story. So after getting rejected off of this fib level around 59.7 many, many times here, for 3 entire days, okay, we were just testing this for 3 entire days and we failed. For 3 entire days, we could not get above 60,000 US dollars. We were beating and slapping and just cramming our way through, and we were just unable to break through. And naturally, if we can't break through, we go down. And you see where we found support is this next fib level, which is about 55.9. So let's round up, 56,000. And that's where we bounced so far. But guys, what do you notice here? That's the very bottom of this potential rising wedge. So what I think here, okay, the main takeaway of this video in terms of Bitcoin's price action, if we get rejected again, and if we come down to 56 again, 55.8 specifically, but if we come down in that area again, that could very well be a trigger that actually plummets us to another next target. And that next target is all the way around 50,000 US dollars. So my point of saying this is if we get a breakdown of this pattern, and if we break 56 again, and we break 55.8, we just fail to hold, and we set a lower low below like 55.6 here, then it's very likely, I think, that the next big level of support we're going to see is around 50,000. So that's a dramatic drop. That'll be the lowest that we've been in like 3 weeks. The last time we were at 50,000 was back on like March 7th and March 8th. So, or sorry, 2 weeks. So it's been 2 weeks since we've been at those levels, and I'm sure people would be like, oh, come on, holy cannoli, what would we see with the rest of this market? Well, Ethereum would probably head to at least 17, I would say even like 650 at the very least, meaning it could even go lower than that if Bitcoin had that big of a drop. We could see an ETH at 1650. We could see ADA all the way down, again, sub $1, down to that target of 75 to 80 cents. Okay, if a big drop would happen. And we could see a lot of these other altcoins plummet a lot more. So let's actually go and look at some of these other alts as well. Basic attention token, we could potentially see go back down under $1 as well. Uni, it's been holding very strong, but again, we could see that collapse under $30 if Bitcoin did initiate that dump to 50K. Chainlink, we'd most likely see come to at least $27, but Chainlink would most likely want to hold above that because it's already at kind of key daily levels. And if we are forming this symmetrical triangle on the daily chart for the last month and a half, it wouldn't be very good for Chainlink if that did end up breaking there. And let's take a look. DXY is going to be opening here very soon, so it's going to be interesting to see how it rebounds if it stays above the 21-day here. Remember, we got rejected off of this 21 week initially, but then we ended up coming back above it, and this will be our third week above this. So that's going to be very important to watch. If the DXY is going to maintain strength and go into a fourth week of bullishness, that could be very, very big, very big. And if we go to the SPX, holy moly, look at this. Gabagool, what is this? 21-day moving average. SPX not looking good, and maybe that is partially responsible for Bitcoin's price action recently. But yeah, if the SPX starts collapsing, boys and girls, that hasn't spelled good things for Bitcoin. So remember, a strong stock market has been in tandem with a strong Bitcoin market. So if the SPX starts dumping, again, nobody knows what could happen, what will happen, or what is going to happen. But based on previous data, it's more likely that if the SPX drops, then Bitcoin could as well. Because it's not like they have an inverse relationship. They have a pretty close relationship. And if we take a look at Bitcoin then, again, to finish her off here, currently we're just trying to get, we need to get in the short term, we need to get back above at least 58,000 to maintain bullish momentum. Really just struggling at some key levels. Again, 58,000 is absolutely necessary. Ideally, even 58.5 to get above some of these 4-hour moving averages here. Again, not looking great just yet, but again, it's very likely we could get a rebound here to at least 58, which we need. But the big test here, guys, is just, it comes down to 60,000. If Bitcoin can break 60,000, okay, if we can get back above 60K, then we have some hope in the very short term, over the next 48 hours. If we can't, then it is possible that we initiate that dump. And again, very key levels that we're looking at here, but you can see the fib level we're below right now is 57.5. 57.5 has been that battle area for 11 days now. It was initially back on February 20th, a month ago, but it recently became that big level again. Really, all Bitcoin's trying to do is flip this into support, and it's not. So far, it's flipped it into resistance. Okay, we had a few days above it. Okay, this was the initial resistance. It was support, but yeah, we're failing it now. So if Bitcoin can hold above, 57.5, that's very important. But most importantly, getting above 60K, because if we cannot hold 60K, then then Bitcoin is more likely, I think, going to initiate a more of a downward move and potentially even go below that 21-day moving average, which is just absolutely very key. Remember the last time we visited it back at the end of February, we went through it, and it took about a week or so to get back above it. And yeah, we just need to watch out for that scenario again. Very possible if Bitcoin cannot just close a little bit higher than it currently is. Wow, so if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. If you're interested in trading, make sure to sign up with Bybit and Femex below. Some very big altcoins you can trade on both Bybit and Femex. Only trade if you have experience, you want to support the channel. Only trade leverage if you have experience spot. And yeah, without any further splodoo, that is it for Luigi. Mwah!